Hey guys, I hope you are having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to be answering this question where someone asks like, why is it that they may stop grinding for a while, cleaning their jaw for a couple of months, and then after that, after some time, the clenching comes back with a vengeance. I saw it from a forum. It was a Facebook group. This is a very interesting question in terms of it showing that you can stop the teeth grinding. But at the same time, stopping the teeth grinding doesn't mean that it won't come back. And to explain this better, I'm going to relate it with a relapse. Let's say for an alcoholic. Like a relapse for an alcoholic is where someone who's an alcoholic stops their drinking. Let's say they've been addicted to alcohol for a very long time and then they stop for a couple of months. Then after stopping, let's say for 2 months, they get back to the drinking again, and then now when they get back, they end up drinking even more. It simply means that the drinking in itself has never been the problem, or the same thing for teeth grinder. The teeth grinding in itself has never been a problem. So, what's behind this? Like, what's really leading to this behavior? What's really leading to this chronic or addictive behavior? That is where the solution is. And I want you to imagine that your mind is there to keep you safe, or is there to steer you to your familiar pattern. So let's say if you've gotten used to a familiar way of doing things, of course one day you may will yourself, like you may use willpower to control yourself or to manage the situation, then do something different. But there's always that resistance. Like your mind will always try to resist change, because to your mind it knows that this is the way this person has done things for many years, for 10 years, for 20 years. So when you stop without changing the patterns of your mind, or now we can call them the subconscious patterns, the same subconscious patterns will always pull you towards that default. So you may use willpower to stop your teeth grinding for like 2 months, but the same mind will draw you back to that habit, because to the mind, teeth grinding is familiar. Like it's a familiar way for you to relieve the stress. It's a familiar way you've used to live or to use to cope with situations which are leading to anxiety, or situations which are stressful to you. So when your mind draws you back to the coping mechanism or to a behavior you've gotten used to, it's like taking you to that safety zone. Yes, it might be hurting you, it might be ruining your jaw, ruining your facial structure, like leading to multiple dental visits, but the mind doesn't see it that way. The mind sees it from the perspective of like, if this person doesn't go back to teeth grinding, they will not manage the anxiety, they will not feel relieved, they will not feel relaxed. Yeah. Another aspect you need to know is that aspect of teeth grinding is like any other coping mechanism. Like as I explained, I've shared before, like alcohol. So any coping mechanism can be stopped sometimes using willpower, and we can compare willpower with someone who's stopping, like a leaking roof. Let's say it's someone who's using fingers to stop a leaking roof. Like you can use fingers. Let's say your roof has holes in it, and then use your fingers to stop the water from entering the house. Of course, it will be too exhausting, and it will work for a couple of days. But after some time, you'll get tired, and then you lose the control of the situation, because you're just using willpower. Like you're willing yourself, you're using all your fingers. Then other holes will open, and it will, all the water which was on the roof will end up pouring to the house. That's the same thing with willpower. When you go back to that default habit or that coping mechanism, you end up grinding more, drinking more, simply because all those stresses which you've been pushing away or you've been holding forth, you end up flooding in. Or we can say the things you've been trying to cope or trying to not see by using willpower now comes to your awareness. So it ends up hurting you more, and you end up feeling more stressed. That's why when you go back to that behavior, let's say when you relapse, you may end up drinking more, or you may end up grinding your teeth more because there's a lot of frustration. And then on top of this frustration now, you also end up loathing yourself, or hating yourself, or berating yourself, because you feel that you are the kind of person who cannot stop this. So there's a lot of shame, guilt, and a lot of negative emotions which comes back to you after you go back to that negative habit. It's just a very normal thing in life. Like when you fail in something, there's a lot of negative emotion. So that negative emotion now will always look for an outlet, and the same outlet now is teeth grinding. So that's why you may end up grinding a lot after stopping for some time. Hope that makes sense. That's why you may end up also drinking a lot after stopping for some time without dealing with the root cause. The root cause now is that subconscious urge, or that thing which is driving you to use teeth grinding or to drink alcohol as a way to cope with the unprocessed stress and unprocessed anxiety. So once you, let's say you process the stress, or let's say you use willpower to stop the grinding, and then in that period when you're using willpower, you are working on the underlying issues. It can be past trauma, unprocessed stress, or underlying emotions. So if you really process those emotions, it will mean that the willpower is working hand in hand with you going deeper and having a deep understanding of your behaviors, or the root cause of your behaviors, because your behaviors have root causes. They have a cause. It can be a past experience, it can be something you've learned from others, but that is just the cause. And without dealing with that, what's causing that, without clearing what's causing that, you'll end up going back to the same coping mechanism, or even picking different coping mechanisms. Hope you found that informative, guys. So don't go hard on yourself when you relapse those unhealthy behaviors you are engaging in, but just understand that maybe the path of using willpower is not enough. Maybe you need to go deeper. Maybe you need to understand what's really causing those behaviors. Until next time, guys, have a nice day.